One, finance, planning, and economic development sector. The Ministry of Finance, Planning, and Economic Development is responsible for mobilizing financial resources, regulating public expenditure, and ensuring sound financial management. However, Uganda faces significant fiscal challenges, including a rising public debt burden, inefficient budget execution, and financial leakages through corruption and mismanagement. Uganda's debt servicing obligations consume a substantial portion of our national budget, with 21.61 trillion shillings allocated to treasury operations in financial year 2025-2026. Commitment fees on unused loans alone have cost the country 469.8 billion shillings. Imagine that. Between financial year 2018-2019 and 2023-2024. That's a lot of money that is thrown down the drain. Frequent supplementary budgets totaling 6.54 trillion in the current fiscal year alone. And all of this signals poor financial planning and cash flow constraints. Here is what we must do regarding this particular sector. One, we must improve public debt management to reduce excessive borrowing and commitment fees. That's what we are saying as the opposition. Two, we've got to strengthen budget discipline by eliminating unnecessary supplementary budgets. You see, supplementary budgets are a sign of poor planning or no planning at all. Because if you plan, your supplementaries should only be about the unforeseeables. You know that maybe a tragedy happens, like we are seeing now, floods in different parts of the country, here in Kampala, in Kasese, previously we had a challenge in Bududa and elsewhere. That's when a supplementary budget makes sense. But sometimes they bring to us a supplementary budget, including salaries for civil servants. Ridiculous. Would you not plan for salaries of people that you have as part of your staff? And then that has to come through a supplementary budget. This drama has got to stop. We've got to enhance domestic revenue mobilization by closing tax loopholes and enforcing compliance in high-value sectors like gold mining. While every Ugandan pays their fair share of tax, there are people who don't pay taxes in this country. Ordinary people that sell, little things in their shops downtown, you'll see KCCA running after them to pay tax. You'll see shops being closed, that they've got to pay tax. But people who mine gold and they are raking in billions upon billions of shillings, they're not paying taxes. And we are wondering why. When I was still chairperson of COSASE, one of the reports we tabled, that was the URA report, we were castigating this particular aspect, saying it is problematic. And I remember that time, the figure was 700-something billion. It keeps growing. Why do these people not pay taxes? The answer is because these are the powerful people in this country who are operating in this trade. They'll exempt themselves while everybody else does pay tax. This has got to change. There's got to be equity. We've got to combat corruption by fully implementing anti-graft measures and holding accountable those responsible for financial mismanagement. Our theme for this year's alternative budget priorities is combating corruption the effective way to sure service delivery. I believe that with all of my heart. For us to have effective service delivery in this country, one of the things we need to tackle is corruption. We lose over 10 trillion shillings per year to corruption. That's about a third of what URA collects. And many times they don't even hit their targets. Just think about how many hospitals that money can build, how many roads across the country that 10+ trillion shillings can fix and build, how many schools, how many factories. We have a lot of unemployment in this our country. How much can that money do? So that's why we are saying that combating corruption is to effective service delivery. That's the only way. Because even that money which is available for service delivery is stolen. We've got to improve budget transparency and public financial management systems to ensure effective resource allocation. Let me talk a bit about health. Uganda's health sector faces significant challenges, including underfunding. Only 6.1% of the national budget is availed.